What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? First and foremost, my name is DOB. I'm on here with my boy Head Nerd. What's going on, Mr. Nerd?
Yeah.
Um, we do a gaming podcast normally that you guys can check out
Hello,
on all your
gamers.
favorite podcast services.
Hello, gamers.
But today, we're about to switch it up and talk about something a little different.
You're tuning to the DOB.
About to talk about a purchase that him and I somewhat made that's coming in the near future. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Yeah. Getting all fancy, nice and toasty. What you sipping on?
Ain't got no some little, just sipping on some vino. Got me cooler than Pacino. You know what I'm saying?
This guy is crazy.
That's not crazy. That's not crazy, brother.
Doing your thing. Got your Rosa Parks shirt on.
Nah.
So,
It's just a Saturday.
hey, just another Saturday.
Happy 4th to those that celebrate it.
So yeah, man, the Cybertruck. So you pre-ordered one. I pre-ordered one.
Yeah, I did.
What?
Sorry, I forgot we on camera. We not podcasting. I gotta keep looking at the damn camera. I be on my phone and shit.
So what made you make that decision to be like, you know what, this is it. This is the one.
For me personally, I was born in the 80s, and 80s sci-fi in general is just a big part of who I am and what I love, and I'm a big movie guy, and movies like Blade Runner and Aliens and so forth, and that that future, that post-apocalyptic. It's not even post-apocalyptic. Let me not say that, because it's not necessarily post-apocalyptic. It's more of, well, I guess it kind of is, but it's not. But it's just a very dreary future where corporations run the world, and we all run off credits, and eating sludge. It's like, I don't know why that future is so dope to me, but it is, right? So like, those type of movies influence like kind of like what we thought the future was going to look like. So for the fact that, sorry if you can hear all the boom, boom, pow, you know what today is. You know what's going on. My neighbors is going crazy out there. I burnt my thumb on a damn mortar round. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so yeah, man, it's the future. It looks like a vehicle from an 80s future, if that makes sense. And I know to a lot of listeners or people that are going to listen who might be younger and weren't born in the 80s, they're not going to understand that. Or even the 90s, right? We might have a listener that was born in like 2000. But in the 80s and 90s, that was what people thought the future was going to look like. They thought it was going to be this like weird CRTV, cars were going to be very like polygonal and long and lean, and it never came to fruition, right? Like you can look at a movie like Back to the Future, and you could see kind of like what they envisioned the future is going to be like, and that future never came, right? So for this car, it kind of feels like that vision of the future. It's very, and Elon's in our age range, right? So he kind of has those same ideas and shit like that. So like it spoke to me, and I don't know why. It just looked out of control, and I loved it. That shit looked tight as fuck, and I knew I wanted it as soon as it rolled on the stage. Like as soon as it rolled on the stage, there wasn't a thought. There was no like, maybe, I don't know. It was like, no, I want that. That's tight as fuck. I need that. Like I want that. That is so dope, because I just know what I like, and I was like, that is it. I think that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's so outlandish, and like a lot of people have said, and I think even he said, like usually when you see a prototype of a car, it never matches up.
Right.
Even the Porsche Taycan, right? It's Taycan, but I call it Tay because Tay, me. But the Porsche Taycan or whatever, it looks very close to the original Mission E concept, but it did not reach the Mission E concept. It got close, you know what I'm saying? But and it's still a beautiful car. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful EV, beautiful car, period. But it never reached that. And I feel like the Cybertruck is like one of the first prototype looking cars that might actually meet the road, where consumers can buy a car that doesn't look like it's supposed to be on the road. And I think that's intriguing too.
I mean, that's extremely intriguing, and that's one of the main reasons. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm super looking forward to this. So that's why I can't wait for this bad boy to come out. What do you feel that we've seen is actually coming to market?
I honestly think that what they shown is pretty much what we're gonna get. I don't think it's gonna change. I honestly don't think it's gonna change much. I know, but I believe Elon when he says that what you see is what you're gonna. Obviously, there's gonna be tweaks, right? There's gonna be things that have to be tweaked and finalized, and maybe can make better, or but I definitely think the core of that vehicle is going to be the core of that vehicle, right? So like, um, I think what we see is what we're going to get.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be much change. I think maybe the wheels might be a little different, because I think the wheels they're using right now are off-road tires, unless they know something we don't. So other than that, I don't know. I don't know.
You so silly.
Oh man.
Oh, gotta love moms.
Oh God, bro. No fucking what you call for human life. It's just like, oh my God. I can't wait till quarantine's over. It's like, Jesus, come on, man. Like, you see what I'm not just doing this. Like, it's like, oh my God. Anyway, I'm sorry. I feel like that's an edit point.
That was hella funny. Truck, like I've already been wanting the EV, and I just been waiting for a truck to come to the market. I was waiting for Ford because I have a Ford truck right now, and I've always liked Teslas. I always thought they were dope vehicles. So when I saw when they introduced this one, I was like, okay, let me actually take a look at this. And when they finally showed it, because there was like a bunch of promo and people talking about, they're about to introduce a truck, and I'm like, man, what is an electric truck going to look like? And that is not anything as to what I expected to see.
And I think, people thought it was just going to be a normal truck, which would be fine. You know what I'm saying? But I do like that they tried to shake it up. I do like that he tried to do something completely new, because it would have probably just been cool if it would just look like the Rivian or the Nikola. If it looked like any of those, just a regular pickup truck with a bed, and it would have been, people would have been like, oh, it's the Tesla. It would have been cool. But I think because it's so polarizing is what is actually making more people look into it. And it's also good for their brand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it might shake up the truck industry. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how, I just think people forget that none of these other electric trucks have a network like Tesla. Tesla built out a network over the last 10, 12 years or whatever. So they have the supercharger network, right? So it's easy to charge. It's so reliable. I have an electric car right now. I have a Chevy Bolt, and it's really hard. Well, it's not hard per se, but it's really, you can't charge as conveniently as you can with a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just a difference. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, it will come with autopilot standard. Yeah. So there'll be 3 versions, but it's gonna.
So the Tesla truck is coming out. They're supposed to start manufacturing late 2021.
Yeah, late 2021 for the dual and tri-motor variants. Yeah.
So what's your prediction on when you think you might get yours?
March 2022. So I guess.
Okay, March. Yeah, and we've had this conversation before, and I told you I think I'm gonna get mine like June-ish.
Yeah, I see that.
So, because I'm according to what is it? What's the? I want to give the correct website. I know I still got it up somewhere.
Cybertruckownersclub.com, I think it is.
Correct. Yes, cybertruckownersclub.com. So if you go to that website, you can actually check and see how accurate do you think that is?
I think it's pretty accurate. I think they figured out how to look at the I think they figured out what the first reservation number was, and then you can go from there, right? And based on that spreadsheet they made, they kind of can estimate how many people are, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
or where your place
So
is. I mean, it's probably not like 1,000% accurate because there's like a lot of things that goes into manufacturing, but it's also like it's
Right.
not first come first serve, so it's region based. So like just because you were the number one order doesn't mean you're gonna get it first. You know what I'm saying?
So what was? Do you recall what your place was?
5,000, I think, something. Or it was like
Yeah.
5,000, and then it was like corrected to 4,000 something, but that doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm
I
saying?
wonder what that even means though, with the corrected part.
I guess it was just adjusted because you have to factor in there's going to be a lot of people that also cancel orders too. Because it was only $100, so there's going to be people that might not be available, and I mean, the climate we're in right now, a lot of people probably going to back out. You know what I'm saying? Like we're in a different time. Like, but when this thing got announced, no one was thinking that we would have been in a global pandemic, you know, or we would have been on a lockdown since what, February or something like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, yeah, trippy, but we'll see.
Yeah. Mine was like 813,000. So I was pretty high up in the numbers, but yeah, like there's a lot of things that come with that because there's 3 different trims,
Right.
or 3 different motors, should I say? So and then how they're gonna ship it and this, that, and the third. So it's gonna be interesting to see though. Is there anything in particular that you're like super excited for when it comes to this truck?
I think just the size and you know, I have an electric car now, and it's smaller, but it's not small. And I think people don't realize like electric cars are large on the inside. They can be large on the inside than a normal car because there's no drivetrain. So there's no need for that. You know, there's no need for you to have like a long center console going from the front to the back. You can have like a lot more leg room. So things like that. Yeah, I just think the design, the size, and I just think it looks really cool if we just gonna be frank. Like, and I think that's what cars are supposed to be at first. You know, it's supposed to be, you know, some people like a practicality, but some people want something that looks cool. And I think to me, it is subjective, and I can see the ugliness in it, right? I can see it. I can see the ugliness. It's not like I'm blind and like, it's not ugly. It's like, no, I can see it, but to me, it's not. So it's dope to me, right? Whereas to some people, it's like that's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. It's like I get that, but not to me.
He's like, yo, I understand, but it is not to me.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, it's
Nah.
fire to me. Like I'm proudly gonna drive it.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to be probably, not even probably, I think that's going to be the most polarizing vehicle on the on the road. Like, there's not going to be anything like close. I mean, well, you know, once you get into your exotics, but a more common type of a vehicle, because I mean, obviously your Ferraris and Bentleys and things of that nature, but I mean, those are $100,000 vehicles. I mean, something that's the price of $39,000 to $59,000, like within that price range, and as a truck, like that's going to be one of the most polarizing vehicles on the road. Like there isn't going to be anything like that.
No, it'll definitely be unique. But I think if it's a success, which I think it will be, I think we will start seeing car manufacturers take that design. Like, you know what I'm saying? I even see Tesla continuing like a cyber line, right? So you have these cars that are more futuristic, I guess, in a sense. But then they just look like something that's out of a movie. They look very futuristic, but then you also have the sexy line, right? Which is the S, the X, the 3, the Y, or whatever, right? So you have that. That's the traditional car line. They can add to that. They can, you know what I'm saying? But that's like, if you want a traditional car, we make these. If you kind of want this futuristic line, we have something for you over here. It's a little bit more bold.
So what do you think this battery is going to be like?
I don't know. I mean, they're claiming, excuse me, they're claiming What are they claiming?
And have 3 ranges.
The dual has what, 300-mile range plus,
300 plus,
and
yeah.
The tri has 5, and then the single has 250. And they're all plus, right? And that's what the same thing with their 0 to 60. So, it's hard to say. I think with those pluses and that greater than sign, I think you're going to see better range and better 0 to 60. So I think whatever they announce at Battery Day is going to be very, very telling. Because you're definitely going to want this thing to tow really well, right? Because that's the thing. Like, you're going to be able to want it to tow. Like, even if it maybe like it loses a little bit, like people are thinking the battery's going to drop a lot, but maybe with this new tech, when it puts on larger haul or when it's in tow mode or whatever, it does something, you know what I'm saying, where it saves a lot of battery.
Yeah, now one thing you and I have been talking about is like what will actually, like, how will the truck actually come? What's going to be an upgrade? What's prototype? What's actually going to be there? And so one of the main things that I hope stays there is the light bar, how it is now.
Yeah, the headlights.
The headlight, yeah. I hope that stays.
Yeah, I agree. But
the only thing that, like, when you look at a picture of it, because I'm looking at a picture right now, I'm curious how those headlights are gonna look on the road, because the headlights are like on the sides of the vehicle, of the truck. So, like, are they gonna be protruding like outward, or is it gonna be straight?
I think it's a beam. I think it's just a regular headlight. I mean, you could look at other cars that have that design. The probably the light, the part that really lights up is in the front. Because I mean, he's driven it. You can see it there's video of him driving it at night, so like you could see what the headlights look like. Like, there's different videos of him driving, like the one where he went to Nobu in it in LA, and he was somebody spotted him on the freeway. So those are both night videos of him driving it.
Oh, I haven't seen those. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to Google that.
Yeah, so you can clearly see what the headlights look like at night.
And then the tires, like, I'm curious. The tires that's a really big, like, because I really like those tires, and I'm like, okay, are those standard or are those upgrade? Because I really like them tires. Like, them tires look nice. I like the door handles. I hope that, those stay the way that they are. I hope they don't switch to like the Model 3 door handles where you got to push in and then use your pinky to reach around. And
I never liked the 3. I like the X and the S's handles, and I never liked the 3's handles. Or I don't know if the Y has those, probably. But yeah, I never liked that one. It just seems like unintuitive.
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to make something better when you actually just made it more difficult. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to improve on the design, but it's like, no, it was fine the way it was. Like, you didn't need to do that.
Right.
First of all, the first time you did it was cool when it popped out. Like, okay, but don't.
Yeah, that was so dope.
Yeah. So like, I like that the Cybertruck went back to that, where it's like flush and then it automatically pops out.
Now, I don't know, I haven't heard many people say this, but on every one of their cars, to my knowledge, there's a Tesla logo on them. There's no Tesla logo on this Cybertruck.
Nope, it looks like there's no badging.
So this would be a first for them, because even their high-end models have the Tesla logo on there.
But maybe that's the Cyberline, right? Maybe the Cyberline doesn't do badging. Maybe the Cyberline is just, what it is by look. There's nothing else on the market like that. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to know that's a Tesla without even knowing what it is. You just be like, that's a Tesla.
For sure.
No badging needed. We don't need to, you know what it is. Like the other cars, because they look like other cars. So they look like, I mean, those cars kind of resemble other cars. So you might go, no, that's a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? With this one, it's undeniable. Like, you know what that is.
Yeah, there's no question.
You see that thing smashing past you or rearing up behind you, gonna know what that is.
You're gonna get the hell out the way.
I think some people probably be afraid of it.
Oh, I mean, just driving a truck now, people be moving out the way. So I could only imagine with this big old tank. Like,
Silent tank though.
man.
No roar, no none of that. No, just road noise, tire noise, wind.
Yeah,
That's my biggest thing, man. I hope it has some kind of weird alien whine at low speeds because cars are mandated now to have a noise. I mean, all of them. I mean, the Porsche Taycan. I really like the Porsche Taycan sound. I like that they didn't try to, make it like a car like how BMW did with the i8. They tried to pump in and out fake car noise. And it's like, no, just make it sound like what it's not. Like it doesn't have a big powerful engine. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So just make it sound like what it, a futuristic car.
That's the thing with these your typical car makers. It's like they've been repeating the same thing for so long. It's like they almost don't even know how to step outside the box. And that's why I love that Tesla came along, because whether Tesla as a whole remains a success or not, it's like they've definitely came and interrupted this ancient industry. So it literally took a startup to come in and like literally shake things up.
Well, they don't have to follow the rules of the big automakers have to follow a certain set of rules. You know what I'm saying? So they can come in and disrupt, and they did. They disrupted the whole market by making fully electric cars. They could have easily just been like, oh, we can make combustion vehicles, but nah, it was like, nah, we're gonna revolutionize electric vehicles, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so some of my favorite features on the truck is number one, this truck comes with a lot of features, and some of my favorite ones is, like I said, the aggressive looking tires. Like I like that look. I like the tailgate of the truck and how there's a ramp inside the tailgate. I like the air suspension, the fact that it goes up and down and you can make those adjustments. And the retractable bed cover, like normally that's something that you got to pay for with the regular truck. Like this actually comes with it. You don't have to worry about buying a bed liner because it's stainless steel. Like there's just so many features, or so much that you get with this truck. Plus the fact you don't have to pay for gas. Like I know that's the most common thing, but anybody who owns a truck, you know how much money you're paying a month for gas. Like back before the pandemic and I was driving everywhere, I was paying at least a good $280 to $300 for gas. So like that's another car payment for some people. So I'm paying somebody's car payment in gas. So but yeah, like a lot of features that I want like come with this truck. Or even I know for a lot of truck owners, especially myself, anytime you're trying to why did I super just drew a blank. Like super just drew a blank. Oh yeah, so whenever you're moving stuff, or whenever you have to put stuff in the bed of your truck, like the wheels, those wheel humps, like they get in the way. Like this is an actual true flatbed truck. Like there's just so many things that they're doing that is just so amazing. And then I love that I love the all glass roof, like because I'm an outdoors person, like so I love that. Like I would have loved the sunroof, but hey, the fact that the roof is like all glass, I love that, because it'll give that car a more open and outdoor type feeling. So there's a lot of things, the door handles, there's a lot of things about this truck that I really, really like. Like it just the overall design of it is amazing.
Yeah. There's definitely some things that like I can see truck owners being a little upset about, like since it has the side I guess the side, I don't even know what you call it. They make the vault. You can't necessarily, it's going to be a little harder to throw things over the side of the truck. So I can see that being an issue for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't necessarily lift over the side because the sides of the angle. So even though that is storage, so maybe we don't know how deep that storage is, maybe. But if you're trying to take something over the side, it's going to be a little tough. You always got to go over the back, unless you're just tall like me or something. But like,
or you can lower it. There is that.
There, yeah, you can definitely lower it, so it might make it easier. Angle it, yeah. So there might be an idea to that, right? They might have thought of that, like, hey, we can get this thing down to 3 inches. 3 inches off the ground is actually the same level as a regular truck, so you should be able to get anything over it. Maybe it's something like that. But I can see that being a con. What else? And you start nitpicking. What else?
See,
I think that's one of the biggest cons. Maybe range.
so the con for me, well, I mean, Tesla's pretty good at range though.
Well, I'm
So
just talking about like range compared to like if you get like a a big truck with a big tank, you can get like you can get some miles
for
out of a
sure,
big boy truck.
I'll definitely be losing some mileage with this because like right now I get anywhere between 4 and 415. So now, granted, the one that I'm getting is the one we're both getting is a dual motor, and that one gets 300 plus at this point.
Yes.
So we'll see what that plus means. But if we just go off of the 300, then I'm gonna be getting a lot less, under 115, between 100 and 115 miles of range less.
But
But it
you can charge at your house.
well, yeah, but
So
that was getting ready to say, but I'm gonna be saving a whole lot of money though.
yeah,
So,
so
but
you're not even gonna really notice the loss in mileage unless because like we're thinking in terms of like you had to go to a gas station to fill up, right? You'll be able to charge every night if you wanted
Right.
to. Like every day you come home from work, you can charge and just put that. You see, it's almost like you never losing those miles.
Right.
You only gonna use those miles if you like do like a distance. Like oh, I'm traveling far. Like I went down to the bay and rode around and went up here and then drove back. Oh, I gotta really charge. But shit, even then you might gonna have to charge.
The only con for myself personally is just I am not a fan personally of bench seats. Like I love and I prefer a center console.
I think you should look at it again. I think you should look at the seats again. I think they're not the traditional bench.
It's so the thing with me is you're just losing that whole center console of storage right there. Because even if you look at like the model, pretty much any of the other Teslas, like the way that they have where you can sit your phone right there and wirelessly charge it if you upgrade the accessory right there in the center console, or if you don't have a wireless charger, like by default you can plug in your chargers and charge your phone.
Well, it comes with a wireless charger now.
Oh, it does come with a wireless charger now. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the newer models are starting to come with wireless chargers.
Perfect.
Built in, at least the 3 and the Y.
So you have that. So I'm wondering where's your phone gonna go now that thing is no longer there anymore? And then
well, it is there. It's just in the form of a seat.
See, well, the only thing that I've seen on the seat is you have your cup holders, and then you have your storage, where you can store stuff at. Which even with that is like I find myself like I'm probably not gonna use that much, because anytime that seat gets, because I'm a very organized person, anytime that's like, for instance, in my center console now, I'll probably do a video of it, but like I literally have like the hanging folders, because it has the clips on there to hang like folders in there. So I literally have all my car documents, my insurance and registrations all in separate folders, so anytime I need to grab, I'm just super organized like that. But with the way this one is going to be set up is, number one, it's not that deep, but then number two, like every time that seat comes up, everything in there, it's almost going to become like a junk drawer. Because every time you lift up that center seat, like your stuff's gonna just be falling all over the place. That whatever's inside that storage area.
But I just wonder how often you're gonna use that actual seat.
Yeah, well, with my daughter, like to see, for me, maybe I'll probably use it more than most people, because I have a family of 3, and my daughter, like her and Naomi are always going back and forth like siblings. Who's gonna sit in the front when I drive? So now she'll be able to sit in the front because it's a bench seat. But I'm gonna, that's definitely gonna be something that I'm gonna miss for sure. That's why
somebody got to sit in the back seat.
That's why I can't wait until like later editions of this truck, because I'm sure eventually they're gonna put something like that in there. I get the initial one because they're trying to get it as cheap as possible. So it doesn't cost, so the cost of it isn't that expensive. And I know, like, even if you build a truck right now with any of these truck manufacturers, like those bench seats makes trucks like super cheaper. like extremely cheaper. So like with my truck, if I would have got a bench sheet, it would have been $7,000 cheaper than what I paid for it. So like a whole 7 racks for a center console. But you're getting so many different things. Like the shifter isn't on the console. It's not on the column.
The column
yeah,
shifter.
It's in the middle. So that's a whole different build type. So I can see how it could be that much of a difference. But
shit, we don't know where the shifter is on this.
well, I mean, I don't think there is one. Well, I mean, typically it's on with the other Teslas. It's typically on the side. So
yeah, but there ain't no side.
yeah, that's why I keep saying I can't wait until we get the production. So till we see the production vehicle, because there's so many things that are kind of missing that I'm like,
ain't no side.
Is this it, or is this just what you guys have put together thus far? That's why I just can't wait till they're like, okay, this is it. This is the finished model. Because you still got people tweeting at him, giving him ideas, and he's like, oh, that's a good idea.
And that's the cool part about it. I really like some of the ideas that people have gotten through to him with, and I hope they take them into consideration because, I mean, it's not too late, and some of those things seem like they'll improve the truck, right? They'll even be making the truck even more useful for different use cases. So, yeah, I hope some of those come true because some of those I was like, damn, that's a good idea. Whoever said that, that's actually really good.
Absolutely.
Shit.
Absolutely. So, but yeah, I really can't wait for this thing to come out. I'm excited to give full self-driving a try. I'm gonna be nervous as hell the very first time, but I definitely want to try it out because one thing about traffic, like, cause that's the main place I see myself using it is like sitting in traffic if traffic ever becomes a thing again.
Yeah, you talking about some shit that might not ever happen again.
So,
not to the extent to where it used to be, because definitely there's going to be a lot less people on the road.
Yeah, at least for the time being, with everybody losing their job.
It might be like old school traffic out here. Because traffic out here is nasty now. All the gentrification and people moving in for tech jobs and shit. It's like, it's so many people. It's just so much traffic.
So even right now, you guys still got a good amount of traffic?
No, it's actually cool now because not a lot of people on the road. But
that's the main place I want to try it though, is like in traffic, because stop and go traffic is the worst. Like that, that's exhausting. But now though, and something I was saying to you, is this is going to be a whole new driving experience for me because I've never driven an electric car. Period. Well, I've driven a hybrid because, like I told you before, my in-laws have a hybrid. They used to have the Volt. Now they have whatever. I think they have the last version of the Volt before they canceled it. Because my father-in-law used to work for Chevy, and so he was able to get a discount. He doesn't work there anymore. But yeah, so I drove that, but they didn't have the how do they say it? Regenerating brakes?
Regenerative braking.
They didn't have that, or they don't have that. So,
yeah, because that's for electric.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think some hybrids have it. I'm not sure if the BMW has it or not, but I know the i3 does. The BMW i8. But I know the i3 does. But yeah, I think it's an electric car situation because of the fact that you're using the motors to slow down the car and not the brakes. Okay. So basically, you're feeding back into the battery. The motors feed back into the battery while slowing the car down. So the more you use that kind of braking, it slows back in. Even if you use the pedal brake, it will still feed back in, but you don't wear down your brake pads. So what happens is you're not going to need to get brake pads changed all the time. So like,
and I can
you won't have to necessarily. That's another.
Pads are going to cost on the strut.
Yeah, but you won't even have to get them changed.
That's why I'm saying that's a good thing. The less the better. But yeah, so that's like, I'm just gonna have to like learn a new way of driving, because driving an electric vehicle isn't the same as driving an ICE vehicle based on.
Well, you can. It doesn't. Well, you can. You can drive it like a regular. You don't have to use those features. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can drive, because like with my car, I can drive it like a regular car, or I can make it do the regenerative braking.
Yeah, but yeah, I want to try that though. I definitely want to try.
No, it's not that bad. It's cool. Like, it's It's not bad. Like it's not like you get used to it for
Yeah.
sure. You definitely get used to it. You just have to learn how far, how fast you're going and how fast the car will slow down. I mean, obviously you still have your brake, so you can feather the brake.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you going too fucking fast, if the car ain't stopping fast to your liking,
Like,
you can
oh,
hit
I'm
that brake.
waiting. Come on, car. You just supposed
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to.
But you'll learn it. You'll learn it though. It definitely you'll learn it. You'll hear it. And just,
But
so,
not even that aspect, not just that aspect, but also pushing the gas. Because the way you push on the gas, I'm assuming the way you push on the gas, an ICE vehicle is going to be a little different than how you push on the gas in an electric vehicle because it got that damn near instant torque. So
yeah, you have to learn how to. You just have to learn.
I feel
Like
like I'm gonna
you
be
can't.
driving like how when I first learned how to drive, how when you push on the gas too hard and you sitting
Yeah,
there
you just can't.
jerking.
You can't. You just can't smash off. You just can't like. You just can't punch it because it'll go. Like it's not gonna. It's just. I tell you, I put it like this: you'll burn out a lot. You're gonna learn. You're gonna be at a light and you're gonna tap it, and even if just tapping it to where you used to tap it, it's gonna go. It's gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot of burnout. You gonna have to learn how to drive.
So, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited for a new beginning. I'm excited for an electric vehicle. I'm excited to. I know you hear this from a lot of people, and you don't know how many like the amount of people that are saying it because they truly mean it, and the amount of people who are saying it just because it just comes with the territory, and that's the fact
Right.
of like I'm excited to help the earth in another way because we actually truly do recycle in our household. Like I have a ton of freaking recycle in the garage because I need to call and check to see if these recycle places are open. But I truly do try to do my part when it comes to trying to make this earth like a better place because I have a child. I don't want it to be. I want to prolong it for her generation and the generation after that. I just try and do my part. So I'm excited to take that next step with an actual electric vehicle. And no, electric vehicles aren't perfect, but it's way better than actually having a ICE vehicle on the road. So I mean, especially me having a truck right now, I'm really not helping at all. So
Somebody gonna come and be like, "It's just using another form of energy. It's not. She's not helping the
right.
planet. It's just hurting it in a different
Right,
way."
and they're right, but
Yes.
it's like not 100% right. Like this is way better than the current truck that I
Sure.
have parked in my
Sure.
driveway right now.
100%.
So
Yeah. Emissions levels are down. I mean, look at like if you could find a map of like how when we went into this COVID, how like clean the air was for like a period of time, or like what I'm saying, because there were no cars on the road, there was no industry, so it's just like the air everything was able to get fresh and clean. There was like animals that had never visited cities coming down, like what the fuck is going on, like things, nature kind of came back a little. It was weird, like and it wasn't very long, so yeah, it helps, man. It
yeah,
helps. Like it'll help. The more of those on the road. It's not like you're saying like, oh, we need to get them all off the road. Maybe one day, a long time from now. But no, it's definitely helping.
yeah. So I'm definitely excited to do my part for sure. Um,
Yeah.
we let's hit on some of these quick little hot topics real briefly before we head up out of here.
I mean, we ain't got no schedule.
So we actually hopped in. We pre-ordered our vehicle before Tesla increased the full self-driving price, or as the cool
Mm-hmm.
kids say, the FSD,
Yeah.
full self-driving. So as of July 1st, it went up to $8,000. We got in on the low. Shout out to Hood on my behalf because I wasn't even thinking. I'm like, dang, by the time I get mine, it's gonna be $8,000. And he was like, oh, yo, if you pre-order it right now, you can pre-order it at 7,000. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. So that's what I did.
So you talking Japanese denim, money stuff denim. He talking money
Yo,
talk. He's like, instead of paying an 8, I paid the
yo,
7. You know what I'm saying? And it's a
that is
discount.
that $1,000 difference. That could be going back into the car and some because I definitely want to play around with this thing. I definitely want to customize it and make it my own. I got some I love my RGB as y'all can see. So I definitely want to hit up my truck with some of that. I mean, it's only right seeing that it's a Cybertruck. Like it
Your
looked like.
your shit gonna your shit gonna look like dude's disco Uber I got
Yeah,
in
that's
that one time.
funny. That's funny.
You gonna be doing karaoke with
Yo,
lights and
that
shit in
would
your
be
car.
dope.
I already
That would
know
be
you.
dope.
You hella
I'm not gonna take it to that extent,
yes
but
you
that
are.
would be
You
dope.
motherfucking
It ain't gonna
liar.
be like
Your
all on the
shit.
roof and stuff. It's more so like the
Yeah.
lining and underneath
That's what it's
the.
gonna be. It's gonna cause
No, not
it's
at the
LED
top though.
lights.
He had his like all at the
Yeah.
top. Had the disco
That's what you
ball.
gonna
Nah, he gonna
have.
have all
Yes it is.
that.
I guess yes it is. That's why I already see it. He gonna be just like that dude with the switch in it. He had switches while I was coming from a concert. Whose concert was that I went to? Oh, Snow Allegra's concert. Shout out to her. Sheesh. Um, uh, yeah, we went to that concert. I was catching the lift, and me and these girls, we got in the lift. We like Lyft shared or Uber shared or whatever it was. I think it was Lyft at the time. And dude, shit looked like it had a fish tank in it. It had video game, had karaoke. You could play Smash Bros. I was
Yo,
like,
that's lit.
I
Did you give him a tip?
was like, that's. I did. I just got up out that joint.
So I did.
No, I tip. I tip on the app. I don't never give them a
Oh
tip in
yeah.
person.
Does anybody do that anymore?
I don't know.
Uh,
Because I mean, at one point you could tip them.
period.
Yeah, well, at least Lyft you could, Uber you couldn't. They finally gave in. It was for a while.
Why would you? That's dirty. Help me get some more money. Um, Speaking of Uber, did you hear about that? This guy that was doing Uber Eats, he made like $8,600 in a month.
Nah. Shout out to Nigel. Is that him? Is that
That's
Johnson
funny.
HD?
Is that what he does?
Sometimes it looked like I think he be doing Uber. One of them joints.
Um,
Was it him?
nah, it was this white dude.
I'm like, oh shit,
He
you get cash. I'm about to quit my shit. 8,600.
he was
I'm about to be
doing
coming bringing burgers to somebody's door. You
he was doing
crazy?
12 hours a day, 30 straight days.
Where?
I forgot. I'll try and find the article and I'll send it to you. But
That's hella work for 8,600.
yeah, he was doing 12-hour days for 30 days, and he made 8,600. He pretty much he said every meal averaged about $10, so he's making $280 a day. And so yeah, when you do the math, I mean, hell, if you did it for just a week, that's like $2,800. That's what some people make in a month if you do it just for a week. If you could pull yourself to
right
that.
now. Well, right now it's probably smacking.
Yeah, well,
So
yeah,
during COVID when it was doing it was
that's when because it's recent. Like this isn't old news. This is recent.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Because he probably wasn't making that last year, but this year, oh yeah, you probably making a Uber
for
Eats.
sure.
You are killing Uber.
For sure, because like we've been using Instacart like crazy between Instacart and Amazon Fresh. So we definitely been giving our fair share of tips and stuff like that. But yeah, we are a prime example because I used to go out and do the grocery shopping, but because everything that's going on, it's like Instacart and Amazon Fresh. So they got a new customer in us because we wasn't doing that before. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people. I mean, just tonight you ordered some food via what?
Uber Eats.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was probably dude. I probably gave him the 86.
So, but yeah, he blew up on TikTok and everything because he was doing it on TikTok too. So blew up on TikTok.
He doing that on that spy app.
Yeah, that's funny. So but yeah, so we got in on the full self driving. My thing is with the full self driving and the autopilot and that whole nine and the robo taxi. Like I truly wonder like how far are we from that reality, from just autonomous driving period. Like how far are we really? Because I know Elon Musk, he gives his predictions
Well, there's levels
and
to
stuff
autonomy.
like that, but they're the one, well, hell, whichever one where the car can just drive itself, period.
That's 5. 4 and 5 is where there's 4 is. I think where
4 is
Elon.
where they're at now. No.
I think we're 2 and 3.
Okay. But I'm curious when we get like how far are we from that? I'm really curious about that because Elon Musk he's giving us time frames because I want to say he was saying that the robotaxi was going to come out this year, which I'm like, So It's very interesting, but
Yeah, he said that, but he's you know, he said those things before. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said that before.
I'm here for it. I'm here to make additional money off my Tesla. Like, could you imagine a day where the car that you buy? I mean, yes, there are millionaires and thousandaires out there who can buy cars now that don't depreciate, but for us more common folk, buying a car that doesn't depreciate and actually earns you money, like you're at work and your car is out earning you money, like
Right.
that's crazy. Like, why would you not buy a Tesla at that point? Like, legitimately. Like, I don't care how expensive you think this vehicle is. Like, why would you not get one at that point?
Might not be your thing. Who knows? I don't know.
mean, an investment is an investment. If my vehicle can
That's
go
what
out
they
and make my money while I'm at work making my money, like, that's dual income without having to do double the work.
Right.
So, but yeah, man. Anyways, again, my name is DLB. You guys can reach me at DLB on Twitter at excuse me. I just forgot. Oh yeah, at DLB23 on Twitter. And then my guy Hood Nerd, you guys can hit him at Hood Nerd CEO. Again, that's at Hood Nerd CEO on Twitter.
That's on Twitter.
So you
That's
guys
right.
can holler at us there. We are two Tesla enthusiasts. We're just excited about our.
I didn't know what to do with my hands.
We're just excited about getting our first Tesla vehicles, our trucks. We got a while to go, so I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to this. We'll probably drop like these maybe once, twice a month, and just see where it goes. So if you guys want to come along for the ride, if you guys want an audio version of this, let me know, and yeah, we're just gonna go from there. So until the next time we do one of these, again, we hope you guys enjoyed it. Any feedback, whatever, leave it in the comment section. Let us know. Until the next time we do one, for myself and my guy Hood Nerd, we out.
Peace.